My car broke down and I had to call the mechanic. He is on his way. And this humidity is making the wait even worse. It's getting so boring just standing here and doing nothing. Let me look around. Whoa! Did you see that? There are so many salt pans here. Wondering how this salt came here? Well, its journey is quite interesting. The seawater is spread in these pans. The sunlight heats it up and converts it from water to vapor. And what we are left with is the salt in the pan. This process of changing of liquid to vapor is called evaporation. But this salt would also have sand in it. Can you guess how sand is separated? Don't stress much. The answer is very simple. Here's what we will do. We will take this mixture of sand and salt in a beaker and pour water in it. Stir it well to mix it. Salt dissolves and the sand can be seen settling down. What do you think should be done to separate the sand from the salty water? Let's find out. First, we pass water through a filter paper. The sand remains on the filter paper because its particles are larger and salty water passes through. So now we have a mixture of salt and water. What can we do to get the salt? Let's see if this helps. We take a kettle with a narrow opening and pour the salty water from the beaker in it. On heating the water, vapors escape from the nozzle. What if we hold a metal plate on the steam? Let's see what happens. Look, there are water droplets forming on the plate. What's the reason behind it? Well, as steam touches the metal plate, it cools down and we get the liquid form of water again. This process is called condensation. Did you notice another interesting thing? First, the liquid is changing to vapor and then the vapor again changes to liquid. So the two processes, evaporation and condensation, are opposite to each other. Let's see if there is anything in the kettle. What do we have here? Look, there is the salt inside the kettle. So we have sand and salt separated. Who helped? It was the water. But this doesn't work at all times. If we have to separate sand from wheat flour, water won't help. Can you guess why? It is because none of them dissolves in water. Talking about dissolving reminds me of sugar that I usually dissolve in water to make lemonade. Have you tried adding some salt to it as well? It gives a nice taste. Well, I have another interesting fact for you about salt and sugar. If you take the same amount of sugar and salt and add them to water, both won't dissolve equally. Sounds confusing? Don't worry. Let me show you what I mean. We have 2 cups of water, some salt and some sugar. We pour equal amounts of sugar and salt in both the cups. Let's mix them. You see, after some time, more amount of salt is left out in the glass as compared to sugar. That means in the same amount of water, more sugar has dissolved than that of salt. If we take the glass with salt and water, the water cannot dissolve any more salt in it. We call this mixture of salt and water to be saturated. So when no more of a substance can dissolve in a solution at a given temperature, it is called a saturated solution. The salt is not dissolving by stirring. What shall we do now? How about we try heating the solution? Hey look, the salt just disappeared. This means more substance can be dissolved in the saturated solution by raising the temperature. Oh, I see someone coming towards me. Must be the mechanic. As he reaches me, why not have a quick revision of what we explored today? We learned that evaporation is a process in which a liquid changes into vapor form And when vapor changes to liquid form, it is called condensation. Saturation is a point when no more substance can be dissolved into a liquid at a given temperature. At a given temperature, water dissolves different substances in different amounts. It's time to get my car fixed. Observe around you. You will find different methods of separation. Keep exploring them. And remember, we stay curious.